What now?
Jayden is currently intercepting with a CIWS cannon, Puyo. Interception rate 68%, Puyo.
I guess we transition to another screen, I don't know.
Meow is now summoning a missile dispenser, Puyo. Meow has begun accessing attack drone unnamed, Puyo. Jayden is now summoning high maneuverability guided missiles, Puyo. That's our Meow. What an efficient checkmate, Meow.
He noticed that Jayden's missile interception was taking too long, so he made a second and third move without hesitation. He finished his prep by summoning an automated weapon, and now he's gonna hit him with everything he's got. Ah, wake me up when it's my turn.
Jayden's Reaper's Eye has targeted drone unnamed, Puyo. Meow is summoning cluster-style high maneuverability guided missiles, Puyo. This is the end, Puyo. Hero.
Fuck me. The fucking frog, I swear to God.
And that's the match. The drone's a decoy, Meow Meow. He totally got taken in by Meow's pattern, Meow.
Damn, am I not gonna make it? This is the end! A splendid barrage of cluster missiles to match the automated attack by the missile dispenser. If he gets swallowed by that saturation bombardment, it's over. I never really noticed, but holy shit, Gunhild's hips are very small, actually, compared to all the others. And Koshka is supposed to be a girl, right? But she seems rather stiff. No breasts or hips at all. So maybe, yeah, Koshka is probably a girl, right? Anyway, it's not, oh god. It's okay what she looks like, you know? I really like Koshka, actually. Stares blankly. That's the reason why I love her. Ah, there's so much character in someone that doesn't have any character at all sometimes.
And that's the match, Puyo. Jayden hit by 19 high maneuverability missiles, Puyo. Verdict, downward, Puyo. Meow wins, Puyo. Congrats. Please wait for an appraisal from the AI Command Center, Puyo.
So it was all a simulation again. Good work, you two. Lilia, Koshka, you're up next.
Roger, Meow.
Gonna take a stim, give me a sec. God, gonna drug myself up first. The Gauntlet Knights were constantly undergoing strict training. However, none of the adult instructors who taught them could use gauntlets. For that reason, their teaching would sometimes include armchair reasoning that put too much focus on the wrong things. The only way to make up for that was, as you might expect, to self-train with other Gauntlet Knights you knew well. By now, mutual training with other members of the first generation of Gauntlet Knights was a more effective means of skill building than their official training. In fact, even fighter pilots who had advanced war from 2 dimensions to 3 dimensions for the first time ever, had honed their abilities by self-training among the first generation. No, the same thing probably applies to all skill sets. The first generation has no textbooks or instructors. Only a desire for self-improvement and mutual training could lead them higher. After that, mock battles combining all sorts of situations continued to take place in the simulator room. That data was precisely analyzed by Meow, their unofficial lecturer, and issues were pointed out to all present. Of course, the others also analyzed Meow and pointed out his issues. All this data was also made public to the newbie Gauntlet Knight underclassmen, furthering the improvement of their techniques. Okay, so they're teaching themselves? Great. In the cafeteria where young Gauntlet Knights gathered, Warcat and Gravemole were having a review meeting for their most recent self-training session, which doubled as a Mitake Meow lecture. Crowds of underclassmen had gathered, hoping to learn something from this critique of the ACES training. However, at a glance, it didn't look like a review meeting. It just looked like everyone was stuffing their faces at a dessert buffet. This was because of a trait peculiar to Gauntlet Knights, a desire to eat way too many sweet things after training. They have to get that sugar up, I guess. They have to burn so many calories, and using your brain needs sugar, right? The Gauntlet's energy source was spiritium throughout the atmosphere, but it couldn't be used directly. It only became usable energy through a Dreiser conversion that made use of a brain filter. When that happened, it put a great strain on the brain, using up a large amount of glucose. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. However, considering the massive amount of energy the conversion gave them, this was a very small price to pay. For that reason, all of them were desperate to eat sweets after training. Nice. I wish I was a Gauntlet Knight. The Gauntlet Knight only cafeteria had a vast dessert menu and was popular with Gauntlet girls too. I mean, okay, so there are Gauntlet boys and Gauntlet girls. Great. So, their review meetings always took place while they ate and drank sweet things.
Nipa Nipa, look how big my dessert parfait is, meow.
God damn it. Where's the plum jelly?
It's all gone, meow. I thought you'd want some, so I took every last drop, meow.
Then I think I'll gouge out your eyeballs instead.
Go ahead and do it if you think you can, meow.
Please be quiet, you two. We're still having our review meeting. Next, look at Gunhild's movement data. In particular, between Flag A and Flag B. She does magnificent spiral while keeping her speed. I don't like the feeling of pressure that anti-G 8MS gives you, so I try to avoid ricochet flight whenever possible. Gauntlet Knights can move in many ways that would be impossible for a fighter plane, but that's because your internal 8MS reduces your Gs. However, the more impossible your movements are, the more energy is expended. In the worst case scenario, it can leave you open for an instant when you aren't expecting it. So when you don't need to move in dramatic ways, you should avoid fighting gravity as much as possible. When doing that, the built-up knowledge of fighter pilots can be extremely useful. Underclassmen, make sure you don't slack off in your studies either. The underclassman gave a big nod, taking notes. Maybe it's amusing that, even in an era where you could control sight and sound at will inside your brain, young people still took notes. Oh yeah. Can't they just save that as a sound file or something? Of course, if you've got a mental monitor and a mental tablet, you can also take mental notes. God damn it. I wish I was living in this future. However, there was still a strong superstition that moving your hand to write things down made it easier to remember, and lots of youngsters followed it. Yeah, some people are just like that, right? Apparently though, they were actually doing this because taking mental notes made it look like you weren't paying attention, so they wrote things down with their hands to make it clear to onlookers that they were taking this seriously. That's probably because old guys from the old era had the bad habit of assuming people weren't paying attention if they did see everyone taking notes. On the other hand, Jayden's style of fighting is more infantry-like, making use of obstructions and the lay of the land. Gauntlet Knights can instantly turn a battlefield from an aerial fight to a land fight and back again. Unless you regularly practice all types of fighting, you won't be able to use your weapons no matter how many you have. Before going there, you seamlessly change your fighting style whether it's a land fight or an aerial fight, in the city or in the skies. Look at your movement around the flag I just set. You're nothing less than beautiful. Holy shit, Jayden, can you lay it on less thick, please? Nice work, meow. Yeah, the fucking Gunhild is thinking, what the fuck, Jayden? Yeah, thanks. It's about time for questions. Please ask whatever you'd like. The underclassmen eagerly raised their hands. One question, Jayden, are you gay for meow? And Jayden, of course, is gonna answer, hell yeah. They all wanted to fly freely through the sky as soon as possible, just like the aces. It was only natural. They were flying through the sky unaided, like a bird. Who hasn't had that dream at least once? Actually, I think about that every night. If there's one thing I would love to do, it would be flying like a bird, having the freedom of a bird. It's a beautiful thing. However, though that dream had failed to come true for thousands of years, it was finally possible in this era. And these people were just a step away from reaching it. Jayden remembered how he had felt at that time. Come to think of it, didn't Meow himself fly in the simulator on the day of the Battle Standard Festival to remember that beginner's enthusiasm? I guess it's important to remember that passion every now and then. After piling a bunch of sweet items from the dessert buffet on my plate, I sat down next to Meow. You're right, Meow. Every now and then we've got to remember that simply flying through the sky is fun. When you look these kids in the eye, and those memories come back, it's so refreshing. Oh, looks like you've got quite a pile going there too, Meow. You always make your toppings look so pretty. I just do whatever, since it's all going right into my stomach anyway, but you've got a good artistic sense for these things. I've got my usual, cornflakes covered in chocolate, and sugar, and honey. Oh, I ate, crispy cornflakes lately, like cornflakes covered in chocolate. Man, that's really, really nice. And it's easy to make yourself as well, so don't buy it in store or something, make it yourself. Just buy the cornflakes and buy some chocolate. Heating up chocolate is not always easy, I know, but you just don't turn the heat up too high, because otherwise the chocolate will ruin. So you gotta do it quite slow, you gotta reach the right temperature. Look it up on Google, I'm sure there are tutorials out there. And then just put the cornflakes in the bowl and just mash it in, you know? And then lay it out on a flat surface, possibly on a, is it called baking tablet or something? I don't know. And let it dry. And 1 or 2 hours later, just munch on that stuff. It's amazing. Here you go, Cooking with Lambda. A new series? Maybe. Then you pour ice cream all over it and cover it with nuts. I sure know whose nuts you would like to gobble, Jayden. Jesus. It's all mixed up like pig slop. Meow doesn't know what to say. What's wrong? Why are you staring at me? Got a stomach ache? Meow was staring, apparently irritated by something. Did I do something to put him off? But if that's true, he's the kind of guy who would say so, as a reflex. I've never seen him just stare at me scornfully like this. Oh yeah, he can just send him a brain message.
Meow has sent you movement data from the mock battle, Puyo.
What, haven't you lectured me enough? Oh, are you going to compliment me because you realized I did something smart? And a mock battle just now. Actually, in all your mock battles lately. Compared to the data from our previous mock battles, he's holding back on Meow, calling it. There's been a change in your tendencies. Hey, why don't you just say it with your mouth? Shut up. My mouth is busy eating. Okay, I get it. Then I'll let my mouth focus on eating too. When they were face to face, they tended to speak mentally only when it was something tough to hear, like a warning or something you'd only actually say because you're friends. It's, man, wrapping your head around that, you know, being able to speak to someone's head, into their brains directly. Yeah, you could talk badly behind someone's back, even though you're not behind their backs. It's amazing. So, Jayden tensed up. So, what kind of change have you seen in my fighting tendencies? My scores aren't bad, right? If anything, they're slowly getting higher, aren't they? I'll admit that, and I've got no complaints. It's just, well... What is it? Come on, say it. We're friends, aren't we? Lately, you've been creeping me out. Huh? What did you say? Before, you were a lot more brutal when you fought. You did things you could never do in a real fight, and things that were obviously just you screwing around. I'm just holding off on that since you keep getting mad at me and telling me not to fight that way. In the past, I'm pretty sure you found it funny that I got mad and just acted even worse. Well, enough about that. Set it aside. What's creeping me out is stuff like... What happened just now, for instance. What? If you've got a problem, then spit it out. Like how you said, whether it's a land fight or an aerial fight, you're nothing less than beautiful. Nice work, Meow. What the heck was that? How the hell is that creepy? If anything, you're being creepy. If you've got a problem, tell me directly with your mouth. As a side note, most lovers' quarrels in this era begin with the man freaking out and saying, if you've got a problem, tell me directly with your mouth. Oh shit, it's happening. Okay, then I will say it with my mouth. Of course, this was always the second line of such quarrels. What is it you said when you saw me eating this? Oh, looks like you've got quite a pile going there too, Meow, and so on. You've got a good artistic sense for these things, wahaha. Nope, nope, nope. The old you never would have said that. True enough, the old Jayden had always teased Meow and called him a kid when he saw something like that. However, Meow noticed a clear change in the way Jayden had been acting towards him. And after we finished training, whenever I was worn out, you'd say I was pathetically thin and tell me to bulk up more, right? But now what do you do? What did you do today? Hey, nice work, Meow. You're covered in sweat. Can I lick it off, maybe? Wanna use my towel? Oh my god. That is actually kinda weird, isn't it? I mean, imagine having a good friend, you know? Someone you've been friends with for a few years. A male friend. Imagine you're a boy, if you're not a boy, and you have a male friend. Maybe it's not as creepy between girls, I don't know, but let's just assume you're a boy. And let's assume I'm a boy too, and I imagine myself in that situation too. And I have a friend, and he just randomly says that to me and says, hey, want to use my towel I just used? Or, I mean, especially if you have your own towel, which I assume Meow has. Want to use my towel? Hey, oh god, it's getting weird. Fuck me. Hey, your sweat smells pretty good. Ah, you're doing great considering how slim you are. But don't overdo it, okay? You can rely on me whenever you need to, got it? Can I, like, keep that towel now, please? Thumbs up. Sparkle. Oh god, fucking hell. Oh, Ryokishi really nailed that weird relationship they have because Jayden can't differentiate between male and female Meow, and male Meow being weirded out by it. It might be anime over the top, but I think it's pretty close to what would actually happen if you were to confusingly fall in love with your best friend that you shouldn't be in love with. That's just normal bonding between guys, right? And anyway, we're partners. I won't deny it, and I know you're my partner, but, well, you've gone a bit overboard lately. Like, it's with the way you, touch me. You're getting too close and you're grossing me out. Don't rub my shoulder, don't sniff me, and don't mess with my hair. Hey, don't say that with your mouth, people will misunderstand. I thought you were the one who wanted me to talk with my mouth. Meow leapt to his feet, slammed his tray down in the return gate, and tried to leave. Jayden returned his tray too and chased after him. Oh, it's rare for those two to argue out loud. Oh god, Chloe. I don't really get it, but I'll just go ahead and report this to LambdadeltaYT. I was just about to say they would be delighted by this conversation. The goddamn homosexual nuns. Ah, bless them. I love them. I love it. Embracing sexuality is like something everyone should do, I think. Ah, it's all fair game. Oh god, fuck that. That fucking emoji. I like how Chloe's not the butt of the joke for once. Hey, wait, Meow. Jeez, you're just adorable. I told you you're creeping me out. What are you pouting for? It's not like I'm making fun of you, okay? It's just a term of endearment, okay? I told you. Oh, Jesus Christ, Meow is fucking my voice. Even though he sounds regular. You're creeping me out. I may be your partner, but I'm not your bride or your girlfriend or your sister or your pet. Wow. See? You got so excited you tripped. Are you okay? I told you, don't cling to me like it's totally normal, okay? Let me go. If you brush me off like that, it just makes me want to creep you out even more. What are you doing with your fingers? Hey, gooey. Oh god, where the fuck is he touching? Well, oh, he's tickling. Stop that tickles. Are your shoulders feeling a bit stiff? Gooey. Stop that, it tickles. It tickles. Jesus. Your back must be really stiff, Meow. Let's see, is this your weak spot? Oh god. The instant he pressed his fist into the back of Meow's shoulder blade, the latter let out a strange voice he had never heard before, arching backwards and twitching. Meow was looking up at Jayden with a flushed expression, breathing heavily. We all know where this is going. Holy shit. Stop it, Jayden. My back really is sensitive. Meow, is that you? And the next instant, she shook her head, and there was Meow's face, still bright red but enraged. Get your hands off me!